Okay, so Jenny, you just completed your 4th treatment of the GOLD program.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
I feel really good. My pain level's down from this morning for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a pretty intense therapy session, very interesting. He worked a lot of my left arm yesterday, and it's sore, and there is a little bruising there. But every stretch he did was one of those good stretches where you want more. Your body's saying, ah! But I could definitely feel like that. It's obvious that it's just not right in there. And he's already seeing improvement. It's great for him to tell me what he's noticing that's different, because it validates for me, yeah, there's something wrong here. It's not obvious to people looking at it, but he can tell, for instance, now he said that the structures in my left arm have loosened up where you can feel the scapula, you can feel the muscles, and whereas before they were so tight and so, I guess, bound together that he said it was just solid. You just couldn't feel everything was so tight. And same with my abdomen. It's squishy. It's starting to feel healthy and normal again. And today he also did some stretches in the mouth, which was really interesting. And he noticed how ridged the top of my mouth was. And he was talking and telling me he can tell how stressed out a person has been, or how stressful their life has been, by the roof of their mouth. And that fascinated me. But everything he's doing validates, yeah, it all makes sense, And he said, boy, you've been really stressed out. So, and he's fixing these things that I really never had any clue would have any connection. But he said, and then he talked about how tight some certain muscles were in my mouth and in the back of my mouth that I don't know anything about. But also saying, yeah, people with these and this end up with a lot of sinus infections. And then I just, raised my hand like, yeah, that's me. You're telling me my life story. It's almost like he's a fortune teller. He's working on me and saying things before I even say them that he knows about me. How does he know that somebody with a mouth like this gets a lot of sinus infections? I never said that to him, but he knows. He can, or he knows that either that or other ailments, that are all connected to the parts in your head that have to do with constricting, I guess, what did he say? Just different parts of your head when you're tight, and your stress level affects how your jaw and everything. And just for him to unravel me, like he said from the beginning, to really get to the core of what's wrong and reverse all of that is just, I feel like, going to have a total effect on my health, not just RSD, but other things that afflict me that, all kind of, it's all like everything is ganging up on me. My body is against me because of all these things that are wrong. And if we could just undo it and reverse everything, I think it's going to be a big transformation. I'm just amazed at what he's doing, and
the results.
Yeah, and excited. And he taught me some new exercises today that I can add to my routine. And I'm just feeling empowered. I'm feeling like I can take control of this. And we noticed again, he's noticing the temperature of my hand is changing and feeling normal again. I felt a lot of tingling going on, and it's just like, in my mind, the way he described my arm, my visual was, when you throw spaghetti in a pot and cook it, but you don't stir it, it cooks in this solid mass of spaghetti,
Mm-hmm.
And then it's almost like he's stirring the spaghetti. It's starting to just come loose and be free and flow and do what it needs to do. My nerves, my body has just been this bundle of, mass of just constriction and stress and mess, and started this whole thing, this whole spiral downward. And I feel like he's releasing it, and I'm gonna be normal again.
So this is unlike any other treatment you've ever experienced.
Of course, nothing like anything. I mean, I've had some physical therapy on my hand when I wasn't diagnosed yet, but when I first had CRPS, my arm was swollen horribly. 3 centimeters my hand was swollen compared to more than my right hand. And they worked to get lymph fluid out of my arm, but that was it. They worked on my arm. Okay, thanks, see you, bye. Or I've been to a massage therapist where, they were working on my shoulder, saying, "Man, your shoulder's like a block of concrete. No wonder." And they worked on that, but then that's it. See you, bye. It's not like they're trying to go to the root of the problem. And what he's saying is the root of the problem is where he's fixing. He's working from that outward instead of just one isolated thing that's not going to get better unless what's causing that, is going to, unless you fix that. You got to start, from the root of the problem. And then all these other things will, fall into place naturally as a result.
So you feel like that's really, truly happening?
I can't believe well, first of all, I'm just amazed at the different things he knows and what he's doing. It's like my husband said, it's like you're throwing a box full of puzzle pieces in front of him, and he's putting them together. It's like, why don't other people don't? It seems like they just treat in isolation, just an isolated part. It's not going to get better if I don't have the right analogy. I'm sure I'll think of one, but you can't just fix one problem if what's causing that problem never gets any attention.
Right, absolutely. So this overall is
Yeah.
just a different than what you've ever experienced.
I've never heard of anything like this. Of course, certainly never experienced anything like this. A lot of the stuff I've had were prescription drugs or injections. People love to put needles in you and inject you with drugs. Well, that might numb the problem you're having for a while, but it's just going to come back, obviously, unless you get rid of, what's doing it. So, yeah, this is really interesting, especially the mouth massage. I thought, boy, and he said you couldn't start the mouth massage until you had previously done some other work, because he said it's just not even until you there's no room for it to release until you release some other parts. It's almost like a reverse domino effect, It's like
Wow.
they're coming back
Yeah.
up. It's just crazy.
So that's amazing.
I am amazed.
Fantastic.
I am amazed, actually, that
That's
why
great.
aren't there more people like this that know
Or helping.
all of this stuff and doing it? So it's incredible.
Okay, well, we'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Jenny.